guys, we're doing a scenario where Russia forms an empire in 2023. Now there will be no Ukraine related things, nothing, there's no updates on the Ukraine war, nothing to do with that. So let's get into it. First, Russia invades Latvia because they are pretty weak. Let's go straight after them. So Latvia is a really big target. A really weak target. So, but you know, the rest of the Baltic, in this universe they've formed one of the strongest military alliances in the world. Well, not like the strongest, but the most tied together. And first, the Russians will push into Latvia because that's where they're attacking. They send multiple invasions and even use Belarus to get troops through to here. With these attacks, Lithuania and Estonia join in and send a surprise attack on Russia from the north. Now, Finland doesn't join in, but these guys use the Baltic Sea, make it to Finland border. And now it looks like Finland attacked. So Russia is gonna declare war on Finland. It's that simple. And Finland is really angry at Russia for this. Now, Finland wish they were in NATO because their military isn't as strong as it was in the 1940s or 30s. So they're going to have a hard time, but Russia will win. Obviously, so they start pushing out the troops. They push out the troops successfully. All of the troops are out. Using Belarus has really worked out for Russia, since Belarus is a really close ally. But Russia joins full front and a great battle happens in Estonia. On the border, a great Russian invasion happens. This is the map of the war, by the way, and this is probably in Russia's favour. I mean, I can choose if Russia wins, but Russia's obviously going to win. It's Russia's video. But let's just pretend that the Baltics have a chance, and to be honest, they don't. But yeah, since Lithuania doesn't really border Russia, they will kind of dig a tunnel under Belarus, so they can attack because, you know, they don't want to go in war with they don't want to get Russia to have Belarus on their side. This immediately alerts the Russians as a quite big army was in this tunnel, and Lithuanians are rushing through this tunnel, and yeah, the tunnel is very effective. Yeah, this looks like Lithuania has a chance. I mean, this is what Lithuania did. That's almost half of that country. That invasion is almost half of the size of their country. But that really doesn't matter since, you know, the Russians, they're powerful. Really strong. So their strategy is to pull from the side and make a spearhead to defeat a spearhead. Wow, weirdest sentence ever. But, you know, this creates some really weird borders, but it works out for Russia. Really works out. And they start pushing out the Lithuanians, and, you know, now Russia really is going really extreme. Russia has pushed out every single troop that's from Lithuania out of the country. And now an invasion on Lithuania begins. This invasion is probably really unexpected since, you know, using some pretty weird strategies. And these weird strategies are pretty good strategies, as it works. I mean, Russia is all by itself, but, you know, nothing's really happened on Finland. They decided to stop war on Finland since Finland really did nothing. It's proved that Finland didn't do a thing. But Finland kind of starts liking the Russians now, so that's really not good for the Baltics. Estonia doesn't have access to attacking Russia by Finland anymore, so this is really bad for the Baltics, you know. But Baltics still fight. By the way, NATO, the EU don't exist. Most like any alliances don't exist. The only no major alliances exist. No nuclear bombs. And this is how it's going very badly for the Baltics. If you're Putin, you're very happy with. If you were Putin in this scenario, you would be very happy because the Baltics are going down. But all attacked territory becomes fully Russian and everyone surrenders. Because they just can't handle the fighting anymore. And let's see the borders. First, we gotta erase all this. Yeah. By the way, this ain't a Baltic Union. Now, Finland will get something, but, like, not that much, because they barely did anything in the war, so... They will get, like... They should get, like... this. Yeah, this, okay. Russia has gained a new ally. They are very... Russia and Finland used to hate each other. Now they love each other, so... What should be the colour for alliances? I think orange should be the colour for alliances. Orange is the colour for Russia's allies. And as you can see, I mean, Finland, even though it's just a bit of land, they still really like this since they have more access to the Baltic Sea, a bit more access, so then they own, like, all this area, like, they own, like, all this area, so that's really good for them. And what's going to be the colour for navy? To be honest, I am just going to do pink for the Russian navy, because that's really what represents the Russian navy right now. So let's just like... I feel like Russian naval power is like really good, so I'd probably have like... Okay, this is they have more naval power, but like this is the amount that I'm giving. They have more, just like not over here. Just like not in this in the Baltic Sea area. Like this is all they have. So keep in mind that they could easily naval invade Germany or Denmark. They take out Denmark really easily since Copenhagen is just right on that island. So Russia gained new ally, that's good for them. And what is happening next? Oh no. Oh, what is Russia doing right now? They are invading their closest ally. Wow. Such a bad friend. But, like, Belarus, in this scenario, they don't have any allies. I mean, they did have Russia, but Russia wanted to invade them. Oh, I forgot. Kaliningrad is Russian. Let's call that in. Yeah, so first, Russia is trying to get claims to Kaliningrad because, like, apparently no one wants them to have Kaliningrad. But they own it. It's part of Russia. So, the papers are signed by every single nation. So, well, most nations accept to it, and then so it becomes Russian. And now this very unexpected invasion happens. But plus they have the help of Finland, so like, I mean, I'm not gonna colour Finland in for this war. You just gotta know Finland's helping these Russians, so they'll have an advantage. I mean, the whole Belarusian army was probably just like, it was probably all just like Russian, to be honest. Like, they can't survive without the Russians. But what if the Russians go against them? Well, they're screwed. They are screwed so much. And guess who else joins in on this war? Guess. Yeah, guess. Poland. Because Poland is sick and tired of being invaded. They want land. They want to be the person gaining land for once. They want to be the nation that has attacked someone. They want to just be a big nation. A very big nation. So yeah, this is really bad for Belarus, since now the Russians are like going crazy in Ukraine. I mean, Belarus, like, they're literally going crazy. These weird tactics work. And they're trying to capture Minsk. I'll just say that's there, in that circle. But while they're trying to capture it, Poland does a thing or two. Yeah, they start using old German stuff. That works. Yeah, they kind of buy a Panzer tank from the Germans. And oh boy, it goes well for the Polish. Yeah, Poland starts buying a lot of Panzer tanks. And they get Germany to send a lot of men to help that, like to send a lot of mercenaries. So yeah, Poland has almost gotten the same amount of land as Russia, since Poland in this scenario has like really good chances of survival unless the Russians invade. If the Russians invade, then how are they gonna win? Well, simply, they can't win. Now, the Russians are trying to reform the Russian Empire or Soviet Union. I don't know which one. But they're trying to unite one of them. Probably the Russian Empire, because the Russian Empire had, some of Poland. So this is what starts. Yeah, we had the space race, the race for Berlin, and now we have the race for Minsk. The Polish start to thicken out their lines, but the Russians don't let them. Then this happened, but there's a little gate that's unprotected. Poland gets through, and then the Polish arrive to help the Russians, and Minsk is almost taken, and it's taken. Why these borders? I don't know. These won't be the borders for a long time. So yeah, make sure that let's just design the borders. Obviously, Poland did take a big part in this, so they will get quite a big chunk. They'll get a couple bits outside, but who really cares about that? Yeah, these guys, they're not Russian allies, but they are definitely Poland invader lovers. I mean, Belarus invader lovers. Like, they just invaded a lot. So they're gonna get a lot. This is a new Polish empire, and they are going to take part in an anti-Russian alliance. This has happened so many times, anti-Russian alliance. It's like no one likes the Russians anymore. Oh wait, no one does. Yeah. This is all Russian. But these are technically not allowed to be Polish since, you know, there was in the treaty they weren't given any exclaves or enclaves, so they won't be getting that. This is the start of the Russian Empire. Now, Poland is trying to stop Russia from expanding, but they obviously can't stop them from fully expanding, or they'll just be expanded into. It's really not that complicated to know that, you know, Russia just likes to invade people, which is what this whole scenario is about. Russia invades people. But they are going to invade Ukraine. This, oh boy, is going to rise tensions. Now, the invasion will start in Crimea, and so yeah, this new tactic that was made, especially for Crimea, is doing really well, since these new tanks that the Russians made are really good to make a strategy, and this is the Russian Empire. Why are they focusing on Crimea? Because of this. If they can get a lot of land, then Ukraine will be stopped and we'll have to get Crimea back or invade somewhere near Crimea. So yeah, these Ukrainian invasions pop up. Doesn't really do anything because the Russians notice and they just take it back. And Ukraine pushed out of the north. Now they're screwed. Because, like, if Ukraine doesn't have this northern part, then they can't. These other invasions were just to, slow down Crimea and stuff. But Russia is not falling for that trick, withdrawing troops. They're not going to withdraw troops. They only send, like, a tiny bit of troops to deal with it. Because the Ukrainians only sent a tiny bit because they were thinking that if the Russians were distracted taking this land back, then they could just send a full-scale invasion. That doesn't work. And it just makes Russia even angrier. Russia invades from the north. Now, they try to battle to Kyiv, but it's going to take a bit longer than they thought it would, since, their troops are literally trying to attack. The Ukrainian troops are trying to attack Crimea, which is stalemating it, but the Ukrainians aren't really defending here, so they just go around, make a giant army, and then go around, do this. This is the map right now. Russia really is powerful. So, but after this, Ukraine tries to kind of fortify Kyiv and doesn't send any soldiers to defend other parts of the country because Kyiv is the most important part, so they can't really leave Kyiv. But Kyiv will be taken, and it's taken. Some air invasions happen, and then the invasion of Ukraine, the war in Ukraine ends and Russia wins. So, obviously, Russia has won. You can see this by the red. Poland, they were like, I forgot to join in. But Poland was secretly helping the Russians, so Poland does get like a bit of Ukraine. like this western Ukrainian part, which they really want for some reason. But yeah, now they own that, and it's not really anything that Poland can't do. You know, like, Poland has all this power. And they really love having this power. So they're probably going to try this another time. You know, to help someone invade another person so they can gain land. And this is a pretty thick Poland, but also a pretty thick Russia. So yeah, Poland and Russia getting pretty thick. And eventually Poland leaves the anti-Russian alliance so they can because the scheme they were planning is just like, it's not going to work, and like, come on. They've become friends. But yeah, this is what the map looks like. Russia's probably going to invade the Caucasus and invade the Balkans, and then they'll probably be done with their empire. But first goes Romania, but you know, Romania and Moldova, they're friends. I don't know if they're like proper allies, but like, they're friends. They protect each other. Romania would protect Moldova, so why wouldn't Moldova protect Romania? Well, that's a very big mistake for Moldova, as a small little expedition, a small invasion turns into a full-on war. Now, when Russia declared war, like, Moldova declared war straight away, like, so Russia kind of invaded Moldova first, because, like, Moldova joined before Russia had invaded. So then Russia does some tactics, make some stripes. Come on, Russia, this is a war, not a sock making lesson. And then they start, you know, invading North Moldova. And then they use the north. Yeah, they do the north, and then eventually Moldova troops meet up with the Romania troops. And this is the borders right now. I mean, Russia could take Romania out right now, and they would be like really big. But yeah, Russia is attacking Moldova. I can't remember where their capital is, so I'll just make them do some weird tactics, and then yeah, their capital is invaded. with fall of Moldova. Yeah, this invasion is going really well for Russia. They are sending some invasions, and it goes really well for Russia. Romania is gonna die, and they're not doing too good, Romania. They are falling to these tactics. Totally not Russia trying to, make them look away through these borders. But yeah, Russia does start some naval invasions. This might look like a land invasion, but it's actually naval. And then this happens, this and this happens. Romania is going to definitely fall to these Russians. And, well, it's just a race for Bucharest. It's just like these two commanders want them to be the first commander to attack Bucharest so they can get all the glory. And all the commanders are racing to Bucharest. A lot of commanders just racing there. A lot of different commanders join this race. And Bucharest, they can't find Bucharest. But they do find it. And it is taken. And this is what the borders will look like after the war. It's pretty good to know that. It's pretty bad if you're a country that's getting invaded, but it's pretty good for you if you're not getting invaded. Russia is probably going to invade Poland like they always do. But yeah, the next invasion is, guess what? Poland. This new Polish empire. They're so happy that they got so much land out of Ukraine and Belarus. And then the Russians invade. They're not dancing anymore. They're not so happy anymore. And Russia doesn't try to do some weird tactics anymore. They actually try real tactics that could actually be used in war. And look at how much is happening in this. It's all getting demolished. If you're Polish, then you're not gonna like how fast Russia is pushing through your country. Russia does slow down the main Polish forces. Oh no. So, yeah, all of this is now fully Russian. Yeah, they kind of invade to the north, cutting the rest of the Polish off. And this is where they meet main forces. Main forces. Like, they meet these main forces near the west. The Russians are like, should we dip out? But then their commanders are like, no, we're gonna win this. We're Russia. And then main forces eliminated. And this, and this, and this. Anything that thinks it's gonna survive is not going to. Unless it's Finland. Because if it's Finland, then you're gonna survive. Unless the Russians betray Finland too. No one's liking Finland or Russia. Why do they not like Finland? Because Finland likes Russia. Simple. But yeah, Russia is really big. And Russia decides, what if we invade Czechia, Slovakia, Hungary and Austria? But they don't invade Austria since it's just, you know, too much Austria, since Germany would probably join in. And yeah, you guessed it, Czechia and Slovakia are going down first. You could just call them Czechoslovakia, but you know, that ain't exist anymore. So yeah, Prague is really simple to invade. Slovakia might be easier to invade, but it's like harder to get to their capital. But yeah, this is happening. And Russia is probably gonna win. Let's just look at all this. That's looking a bit Russian. This map is looking Russian. And yeah, Prague taken. This is probably Russia's easiest invasion. I mean, Poland and Belarus was pretty easy. But this is the easiest. Since they just steamrolled all this. And now, they're gonna win. Russia has taken out these two. So the Hungarian invasion happens. Ultimately, Finland was kind of trading with Hungary, so Finland was like, hey, that's not cool. Russia's like, I don't care. And then this is probably their final war. And it is a final war. Unless they want to, invade this, which they do. They want to invade this. Because that's what Russia does. They invade. And they invade just so much. It's probably a bit excessive. It's excessive, the amount of land Russia wants for its empire. I mean, this is probably the biggest country on the map. Oh, wait, it is. Because Russia is the biggest country in the world. Do you know what isn't big? These colonies that get steamrolled. Now, all of these alliances happened before the war, so, these become Russian straight away. And then invasion begins. Now, Russia is mostly angry at Finland. Finland was a very loyal ally. And just to be betrayed by them like that is something they don't like. So they steamroll through all this, and all this. And then Russia has taken out a lot of Finland. Lapland is closed down for this. Because why would kids be in a war zone? And yeah, Hungary is probably falling. These two countries are now Russian. So then all this that's happened, yeah, this is all just gonna be so Russia can become the biggest empire. They already are, but they want to get a bit extreme. So then I believe Bucharest is around here. And they take all this. And Russia does some weird spearhead tactics. Like a weird spearhead tactic. So then Bulgaria has to surrender as Sofia is taken. Sofia isn't on the map. But let's just pretend these two spearheads take it. And this is pretty big. Now there's no point in Finland being against Russia now that Hungary's gone, but Finland is still angry at Russia. So that's not going round. Belgrade is going to be pretty easy to invade. And yeah, it's going to be really easy to invade, not going to lie. And yeah, Serbia is taken. I mean, really, Bosnia surrenders. What would Bosnia do without Serbia? I mean, Bosnia is just weak, and without Serbia, they just couldn't do anything. Then this, and the capital is taken, which I think is like either on the coast or on near the border to Slovenia. But yeah, all this is Russian. Now it's just Finland. Finland is really just lost all its power since they were helping Sweden out a bit. And Russia has a big advantage, which is them being buffed for the video. So yeah, they do a weird tactic. Weird tactics always work for the Russians. So this weird tactic is a lot of spearheads forming into one spearhead. That goes up north. And now that they've taken the north, they think that they've gained enough land. And they take Helsinki. So I'll make the borders right now. And yeah, after these borders are finished, then the video will be over. I mean, there's no point in the video if there's really nowhere to invade. I mean, the rest of the countries, their relations are just too big. Like, they have too big their relationships are just so good that if they invaded each other, then it really just wouldn't really happen, since it's impossible. And all this, taken. That is what everyone feels like. Everyone just feels like they're taking too much. Like, this is too much. People would think it's not too much for the Russians, as this is the new Russian Empire. Hope you liked the video, and see you in the next video. I really like these mapping videos.